Well, after last week's stunning 33-7 victory over South Plainfield Tigers, the slogan around the Vineland High School football program over the past week should have been, "Let's go for two." The end of the 17-game losing streak was a welcome event, not only to the coaches and the players, but also to the fans. We've said it before, but while losing seems to accentuate problems, winning has a way of forgiving them. Tonight it's back to work, this time in a game that has conference implications and a chance to even the record. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to VPS TV Channel 13 and our exclusive television coverage of Vineland High School football. Here in the booth, we have Jeremy Hallahan with his sharpened pencils to keep our statistics, John Parentaggio with sharpened tongue for game analysis, and me, I'm Keith Petrosky with the play-by-play. Tonight, Friday, October 4th, 2002, Ed Belfie's one-win, two-loss Vineland High School Fighting Clan visit rookie head coach Frank Plefka's one-win, two-loss Falcons of Oakcrest High School in this Cape Atlantic American Conference varsity football game from the complex here at Oakcrest High School in Mays Landing. John, it certainly was great last week to witness the end of the 17-game losing streak with such a great performance. Not coincidentally, last week's victory was accompanied by the fact that there was only one Clan turnover.
Yeah, one Clan turnover, and I think 5 for South Plainfield. The thing that was impressive, Steve, that you had mentioned, was the fact that we got ahead, we fell behind, and we stayed in ball game. It was previous efforts that we would have fell behind, and then the game would have got out of hand. But that's one time, and boy, did they come out in the second half and play some football.
I hate to bring up bad memories, but if you think back just a couple of games ago to that Lower Cape May game, Lower Cape May scored 10 unanswered points there just to end the first half. And I think that just totally deflated Vineland, even though there was a last-minute drive going down the field.
What a great drive to go ahead 12-7 at halftime. And again, your battle cry's got to be 2. You know, you did 1, now can you get 2? Can you play 2 games in a row?
The Vineland offense put together some nice drives last week, punctuated with the running of junior running back Darren Ford, who scored 4 touchdowns, 3 of them on the ground, the other a 25-yard pass from quarterback Alex Castillo.
He showed some real flashy cutbacks, and I think that was the one thing that we had over South Plainfield, Keith, was our speed. And that the first couple games, even against Cape May, who was not that fast, but they got outside and they had a lot of speed.
And we can't leave out the defense, John. They had some nice plays to stop South Plainfield. I'm thinking of guys like Mark Thompson, Adam Bernardini, Leon Scholar, and Jeffrey Morgan.
Jeffrey Morgan probably made one of the best plays I've seen in a long time in a linebacker, where he dropped back in the passing situation, took the hook zone, saw the ball in the air, reacted, and knocked it down, or it would have been 6 points for South Plainfield. It was really a good football play. He had numerous tackles. He didn't miss too many tackles. I mean, he filled the hole very well. Bernardini did a good job. And we got good play out of our defensive ends, I thought. Mitchell and DiDonato last week. Thompson had a couple of sacks. And as you said on the way down, we got tremendous pressure on their quarterback.
On the other side of the ball tonight, John, Oakcrest is a young team in transition. Preseason report says the Falcons had 28 sophomores on the roster. That also has a combined total of 26 juniors and seniors. Plus, Oakcrest has had an unsettled coaching situation. First-year head coach Frank Plefka is Oakcrest's 4th head coach in the past 5 seasons. The Falcons have also had 3 straight losing seasons, last year finishing with a 3-win, 7-loss record. And last week, Oakcrest had a strong ground game, finishing with 246 yards on the ground. Ryan Staten scored twice on runs of 8 yards and 4 yards, while Desmond Walker added a 3-yard touchdown run in the Falcons' 21-7 win over Williamstown. As was the case with Vineland last week, Oakcrest won their first win of the season, and also it was the first win for their new head coach, Frank Plefka. Let me set the Vineland offense. Let's do the defense tonight, John, to start out tonight. Generally, this is the starting defense for Vineland. We expect it to be the same tonight. Across the front, we have Marquis Donato, number 89. He's a 6'3", 245-pound senior. Mario Guzman, number 75, a 6'3", 280-pound senior. Leon Scholar anchors that defensive line, number 1, a 5'11", 215-pound senior. Jaquan Brown, number 61. He's had a little problem with a wrist injury, but he's been playing with a soft cast, and we expect him to be in there tonight. 5'10", 210-pound junior. Lydell Harris, number 14, 6 foot, 190 pound junior. The linebackers, number 40, Adam Bernardini, a 5'10", 190 pound senior. Jeffrey Morgan, number 26, a 6'2", 200 pound sophomore. In the defensive backfield, we have Kyman Myrie, a 6 foot, 190 pound senior. Marcus Lee, number 13, a 6'2", 175 pound junior. Matt Moore, number 4, a 5'7", 180 pound junior. And we've also seen a number of players playing that other cornerback position, including number 22, Walter, I just drew a blank, John.
Brown.
Walter Brown, youngster.
Senior moment there, Mr. Picasso.
Yeah, boy, I can't believe it. I was really rolling there for a second. And also on offense, or pardon me, the defensive side of the ball, we've seen some fine performances from number 50. That's Mark Thompson. He's a junior for the Fighting Clan. So I wanted to emphasize the defense tonight because so often when they get overlooked, I'm calling the offensive side of the play all the time, and the defense has been doing a great job so far this season, and they deserve a little bit of the credit, a lot of the credit.
Talking a little bit about the coaching, the new coach, how do you say, Plefka?
Plefka.
He came from Ocean City, Keith, I found out. And, of course, also on the staff is Doug Coleman, who came from Ocean City and played against us.
Yeah, Doug Coleman was a player at Ocean City when John Parentazzi was the head coach at Vineland, and he went on to play at Nebraska and also a stint in the NFL.
Yeah,
I think he was with the Giants, wasn't he? For a while?
He signed off for the Giants, and then he had a try with the Eagles too. And his father played in the NFL, played with the Saints.
Wayne Coleman, right?
Yeah, really great family. We have a lot of young coaches in the league, Keith, we had talked about before. Kevin Sinclair is an assistant at Middle Township. Came out of Ocean City and Temple University. And there's another young man from Ocean City, which I will think of, helping out at Middle Township. So you're seeing an influx of some good young coaches in the conference. Good staff being formed.
John, let me also give the starting offensive lineup as well. Tonight at center, I'm not sure if we're going to see Joe Bassetti, number 55, a sophomore, 6'1", 215 pounds. Or you might also see Steve Danner, who is Steve Danner, number 70. He's a senior, and he also has been seeing quite a bit of action. Last week he started and played virtually the entire game at center for Vineland. The two guards, number 61, Jaquan Brown, 5'10", 210-pound junior, and number 69, Christopher Poor, a senior at 5'10", 190 pounds. The two tackles, Steve Medio, number 67, a 6'1", 260-pound junior, and Mark Thompson, number 50, a 6'3", 215-pound junior. The tight end is Mark DiDonato, number 89. He's a favorite target of the quarterback when they go to the air, and DiDonato, a 6'3", 245-pound senior. In the backfield, Alex Castillo is the quarterback, a junior at 5'10", 165 pounds. His running back, Leon Scholar, is the big bruising fullback, number 1, 5'11", 215-pound senior. And Darren Ford is the speedy running back, number 2. He's a junior at 5'9", 160 pounds. Matt Moore is also in there at wing back, number 4, a junior at 5'7", 180 pounds. And Marcus Lee is the wide receiver, number 13, 6'2", 175-pound junior. So, John, that's pretty much the entire starting lineup for Vineland. For the Oakcrest Falcons, the starting lineup for the offense, according to Coach Plefka, is going to be across the front, Ryan Deere, number 66. He's the center. The two guards will be number 60, John Perrone, and Christopher Jones. Perrone is number 60. He's a sophomore. And Jones is number 56, and he's a senior. Preston Jenkins, number 55, is a senior tackle, as well as Luis Rodriguez, number 65. He's a senior. The tight ends, they have a couple that will see action tonight. Anthony Coloco, number 3, he's a senior, and Jay McKean, he's a junior, and he was number 8. The running backs, Sean Bliss, number 15, is a junior. Desmond Walker, number 42, is a sophomore. Number 22 is Jeremiah Poindexter, a sophomore. Tyler Walker, number 26, is a junior. And Ryan Staten, he's the money guy. He's a junior and was number 5. And the wide receiver, number 1, Aaron Kiet, he's a senior. Captains are meeting at midfield right now. Oakcrest is wearing their blue uniforms, gray numerals outlined in white, silver helmets with blue and white trim. Vineland wearing their red pants, their white away jerseys, red numerals outlined in gray, and their silver helmets with red and white trim. The field here is a high cut, John. We were walking on there before, and
Yeah.
typically
The grass is fine. It's just, I walked across a lot of football fields and never seen grass that high. I don't think we had any rain this week that they couldn't cut it. Do you, Keith? Was there any monsoons down this way? Or
no, but the condition of the field is probably the best we've ever seen it whenever we've come here.
Looks very nice. It's just
Nothing's worn out.
No.
Beautiful carpet of green.
there's a couple ruts, but you know, by the time the first and second game are over, you get that on any field. But just a surprise. The lights, what you pointed out, are great at the end.
A lot of times that's where you see a dark spot at the end zone.
Yeah, but they're really great.
They're very good in the end zone.
But the center of the field is dark.
Yeah. The officials are talking to the captains at midfield.
Yeah.
Have the coin toss for a second to decide who's kicking. There we go. Vineland will receive to start the game, and they will be defending the north goal. I'll tell you, our camera crew and support crew here tonight, John Sabrana is the communications coordinator for the Vineland Public Schools. And he's joined by Gregory Capello, Tim Hill, Mike Harkins, David Kuzma, and Heather Little. They make up our crew tonight. And up here in the booth, it's me, Keith Petrosky, along with John Parentazzi and Jeremy Hallahan, keeping our statistics. We missed Jeremy last week, John.
I told him, you know the rules. If we don't win tonight, he walks home. So
We're going to have the playing of the national anthem. And we'll keep quiet so you can hear that for a second.
Live from Vineland, God bless.
Fine live rendition of the national anthem by a student here at Oakcrest at midfield.
the young lady's name was Marissa Hines.
Excellent job. Excellent. Well, it's a very humid night tonight. We don't expect any rain, but you never know. The clouds are pretty overcast on this dark evening. This is the first time Vineland has played at Oakcrest for a night game.
How long
Well, we played here 2 years ago. They weren't, well, we didn't play them under the lights. Perhaps they were here, but we didn't play them under the lights. Last season, Vineland opened with Oakcrest at home and lost that game 29-12. In the year 2000, Oakcrest edged the Clan 30-29. So Oakcrest, last couple of years, has had control over the Fighting Clan, although it's been sometimes a slim margin. Sean Bliss is the kicker for the Falcons. Darren Ford and Marcus Lee back deep for the Fighting Clan. The kick is a low one. It goes into the hands of Marcus Lee. He picks it up at the 19-yard line. Lee gave a last-second surge there to try to get the ball over the 30-yard line. So Vineland will have it 1st and 10 from their own 31 as they're going from north to south.
There was some respect in that kick. They kicked it away from Darren Ford.
They did, yes.
And kept it low.
They must have had some scouts up there in South Plainsfield, or at least reviewed the film. So Joe Vassetti, the sophomore center, is over the ball. He had an elbow injury last week, but he's back in action. Castillo is pulled down for a sack. A great defensive play by number 3, and that is Anthony Coloco. He's a senior. He shot a gap there, John, and just had a beeline right for Alex Castillo.
Well, we had a pulling guard on the play. Anyone that watched the play, and you got to get a piece of him. You got to make sure that the quarterback has a chance. Now it's a tough situation now.
2nd and 18, a loss of 8 yards on that first play. In motion to the far side goes Matt Moore. He gets the handoff. Moore trying to cut it up, but he gets tackled just as he crosses the 20-yard line. We're just underway here, 11 minutes to play yet here in the first quarter. No score between Vineland and Oakcrest.
2 plays, Keith, we lost 12 yards. For the loss of 2 on that play. A tough situation here. You know, don't panic, though.
Marcus Lee split to the near side. Darren Ford and Matt Moore, the wing back. The handoff goes to Leon Scholar. Vineland is just going with their usual routine here, John, except they haven't been able to find anything that works.
No.
Oakcrest's defense has been holding strong here in this early part on the first series of this ball game. That brings up a punting situation. James Leake is number 32, back for Vineland. Number 5 is going to be the returner for the...
Nobody's covering our wideout, Keith. Nobody's covering him. See him?
I see him.
He's
Ryan
Oh, jeez, what a
Staten,
shame.
the deep man.
Oh, you got to be ready for that
Vineland
play.
bounce. Staten eyed up that football, but decided to back away from it, and Vineland will down it. So Oakcrest will start with the nose of the football right around the 30-yard line of the Falcons.
You got to have a red call on that, Keith. You know, you can't split a man on that play and nobody cover him and not take advantage of it.
So Oakcrest will have their first offensive possession of the football this evening. David Britt, number 7, is the quarterback. He's a senior.
They're gonna
In motion, getting the football is number 5.
Oh, great
and that
play.
is Ryan Staten.
Oh, super job. Number 26. Jeffrey Morgan.
We call his name a lot.
Goodness gracious.
So Staten gets 2 yards pickup on the carry. 2nd and 8 coming up now for the Falcons. I understand David Britt, number 7, is a transfer from St. Joe's last season. Handoff again goes to Staten. Nothing fancy, John, just straight
No,
Delaware wing T
yeah,
offense.
it's a lot of off tackle, you know, down blocking, trying to kick out somebody to make a hole. You know, it's been two very aggressive plays. I mean, they've come out, try to knock us off.
You're wondering why I didn't get the height and the weight of the Oakcrest players. It's because they don't have them listed in the program in that fashion.
The secret.
I formation behind quarterback Britt. And off to the up back. That's number 42, Desmond Walker.
He's short,
a sophomore.
He's short. He's going to be about 3rd and 1, or excuse me, 4th and 1. 4th down. They're going to punt.
Punt team comes out. The punter for the Oakcrest Falcons is Aaron Kiet, number 1.
Here's where you can't make a mistake, Keith. You got to let him back up. You got to back up a half a yard. Does not make any difference. You're going to get the ball.
Darren Ford is back deep for the Fighting Clan. The snap is back. It's a good one. He gets the kickoff. It goes right into the hands
nice
of Ford.
catch.
He caught it right at the 31.
Come on.
Ford looking for some opening. He cuts back, as he's famous to do.
That's a good
and
play.
Gets across the 40-yard line to about the 44.
Good play. Change of field position, almost 20 yards, Keith, on that.
Yeah, in Vineland's first series, they were really stymied. They lost more yardage, all the yardage that they had played. Right now, they got a better field position by virtue of holding the Oakcrest Falcons offensively and getting a nice punt return. So from the 44-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for the red and gray of Vineland. Marcus Lee split to the near side. Darren Ford, the wingback on the far side. The handoff goes to Matt Moore. Moore had some blocking there, but he's going to be pulled down and escapes the tackle.
Nice break. He made more than he should have on that play, Keith.
Johnny had a nice escort with Leon Scholar leading the way, but the Oakcrest Falcon defenders are coming from behind him.
They, right now, Keith, they're got almost 9 men on the line of scrimmage, almost daring us to put the ball in the air. The 2 inside linebackers are up, the 2 corners are up. Everybody's up on the line, if you look. Now look, there's 10 people within what, 4 yards of that ball?
5-yard pickup on the last play. This one goes to Darren Ford, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of yardage. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
They are well prepared for some of our stuff. We're going to have to execute and loosen them up a little, Keith. We're going to drag in and out over the middle. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Pass is thrown, and it's a little off target, falls incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation again for James Leake and the Vineland High School Fighting Clan. No score between the Falcons and the Fighting Clan. We're in the first quarter with 6:08 to play.
Well, Vineland has 6 plays and punted. Oakcrest had 3 plays and punted. Neither offense. Good snap.
Good snap back there. It's a very high punt. Ryan Staten called for a fair catch and just got it as he dives to the ground.
That's a pretty good play there. He saved probably Oakcrest about 10, 15 yards on that.
I would say so.
Easily.
I'm impressed with the way he handled all that traffic around
Oh,
him.
didn't he?
Concentration on the ball.
That's a pretty good play there. Well, it's like a little chess match here now, Keith. What do you think? Back and forth?
So far, it's been a defensive dream, right?
I don't know about a dream.
1st and 10 for the Falcons. Walker on the carry.
The best play of the game so far, Keith. What did he pick up, 8?
A good 8, maybe 9. Second and short yardage coming up. Head off to the tailback this time out of that eye.
Yeah.
There's a pile up there at the line of scrimmage.
He's close, Keith. I don't know. They got
ball
it.
was spotted just over the 40-yard line, so
yeah, he
that's
had
going to bring up a first down.
First one.
First one of the evening for either team. Down to the 5-minute mark here in this first quarter. No score between Vineland and Oakcrest. Wing T formation now as Britt will look to pass the ball.
Come on, make a play.
Field. And it falls incomplete. Matt Moore and Marcus
coverage.
Lee in on the coverage.
Pretty good coverage there. They had the receiver between the two of them, and he still made a pretty good effort to catch it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Good effort there as he
made a real
jumped
good
up
effort. Yeah, catch that ball.
I don't think he could stretch anymore.
No.
He's at his limit. That brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. Handoff goes to the motion wingback. That's Ryan State, number 5.
Yeah,
off the ground.
DiDonato, Bernardini, Moore. That's pretty good play there. A lot of
Pick up a yard.
Yeah. Pretty good gang tackle on there by the Vineland defense.
3rd and 9 now. Big play for the defense. They can hold him here. It'll force a punt.
Yeah. First time we've seen this, Keith.
Out of the shotgun.
2 wide outs to the right side, the wide side of the field.
Britt's pass is thrown. And good heads-up play there
Jason Volpe.
by Jason Volpe. There's your golfer again, John.
Yeah.
Jason's been doing a decent job
Yeah.
in at that.
We're going to have a replay, Keith. As you see, he drop back, picks him up, comes in. Pretty good timing on that. Pretty good hit.
I like the way he played it cautiously there and went for the tackle instead of, you know, the potential of a
Pass interference. Yeah. Okay.
4th and 9 brings up another punt for the Oakcrest Falcons.
Come on. Oh,
Darren Ford has
that's
to chase
okay.
that
He
one. It's
can't
gonna go out of bounds.
Yeah, he can't do nothing about that.
So Vineland will have it from their own 11. 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was kind of a bad break. He couldn't feel that. It was low and going away from him the whole way. And again, now Oakcrest has field position. They've turned the field around. We don't have first down, do we? No. They have one.
So Marcus Lee comes to the near side. Number 24 for Vineland is in the backfield. That's Tristan Guadalupe, along with Scholar. Guadalupe gets the call. Oh, pardon me, Jeffrey Morgan.
Oh, pretty good run. He's still up.
Jeffrey Morgan switched sides of the ball, John.
Yeah. Well, he's been running some offense in the JV games and looking awful good, and I'm sure they're going to give him a chance.
Looks like a ball player, and he's been performing very well this season.
Yeah.
on the defensive side anyway.
They're going to give him a chance to run with the ball a little bit.
Pick up a 3, so that brings up a 2nd and 7 now for the Fighting Clan. Scholar gets the call this time. I'll tell you, he's met by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 Falcons.
Yeah. Well, just like South Plainfield last week, I think they scouted us well with Scholar.
And that broke Darren Ford loose.
Yeah. And then Leon, second half, made a good little adjustment of his own and busted a couple of them.
So Morgan, Bernardini, and well, there's a reverse.
Oh.
The Oakcrest defense is doing an outstanding job so far in reading Vineland's offense.
Yes, they have. Well, it's almost a mirror of their own.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Something they're used to seeing.
Yeah.
They practice with it every day. James Leake back to punt. Good snap. Gets another high one off.
It's okay.
Takes a Vineland bounce.
Yeah.
That ball will be down right at the 50-yard line. So Oakcrest gets good field position out of that series of downs. Their defense did a good job. Minute and 39. Showing here in the first quarter. No score yet between the Oakcrest Falcons and Vineland Fighting Clan.
Last quarter, Keith.
It has been.
You know.
Let's not complain.
No, I would say that.
We've had some, oh boy, some really long quarters so far this season.
Well, both teams are running the ball. I think each has thrown one pass.
You know what else? I hate to say it this early in the ball game, but no penalty flags yet.
Oh, Keith, he's
I
in
said
a
it.
shotgun. You said it. Oh, he's wide open, Keith. Oh,
Matt Moore gets over there to touch it, tip it away,
Oh,
and it falls incomplete.
They missed 22 out here, Keith.
Yeah, he was open.
Yeah. Boy, they missed him out in the flat.
22, Jeremiah Poindexter,
Yeah.
sophomore.
I'm sure Coach will pack that in his memory and remember that. Here's the replay.
You'll see Matt Moore
Yeah.
tip this one away.
Look, I see him break right outside.
Yep.
Unless the coaches are going to try it right now.
2nd and 10, another shotgun formation for the Falcons.
Yep.
That ball is tossed
Come on.
up,
Come on.
and it's caught by the Oakcrest Falcon receiver. Guess who it is, John? Poindexter.
Yeah.
He was the guy who was open on the last play.
Got to knock that down, Keith. Perfect defensive position. You can't ask a better coverage. The man was right there.
Defensive coverage was there, but the reception was still made. So that brings up a 1st and 10 for the Falcons. They're inside Vineland territory, virtually knocking on the door for a possible touchdown. The handoff to Staten, number 5. He fights his way up. Last year, John, Staten had 8.4 yards per carry.
Wow.
2001. That's amazing, isn't it?
Pretty good average there.
That time he picked up 3, so that brings up a 2nd and 7.
Well, let's see what we're made of now, Keith. Could be the last play of the first quarter. They're going to try the other side, Keith.
Bird
Nice
hands off to
job.
Staten again.
Oh, great hit.
There's Adam Bernardini there.
Oh, somebody else is with him, too. I got to catch that number. In fact, he's hurt. Oh, he's getting up. Oh, DiDonato.
DiDonato.
Oh, good job.
Great tandem there
Oh.
by Bernardini and DiDonato.
Oh, excellent job. That should end the first quarter, Keith.
That is the end of the first quarter. No score between Vineland and Oakcrest as one quarter goes down in the history books. There's a gentleman up here from Oakcrest telling us that they had 12 penalties in the first quarter last week. I
hope
game.
you don't jinx us. We haven't seen any. Holy mackerel.
Well, let's just hope the officials left their flags home.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that one game they had sore arms.
So as they switch sides of the field, Oakcrest will now defend the north end, and I guess that's north. What is that, east, west?
Geez, I don't know, Keith. In football, it's north and south.
All right.
And you did call it north when we started.
I know I did.
I was wondering how you got that. I mean, the
I don't know.
compass that you carry.
Yeah, it's my
built in.
inner compass.
Come on, we need.
Oakcrest has the football, 3rd and 7 for the Falcons. They're inside
turnover.
Vineland territory.
Need a turnover. Oh,
A little
good
pump
position. Not,
and a pass and an incompletion.
Not bad. Tell you what, Matt Moore has made a couple good coverages. He knocked one down. Jason Volpe. This is a big play here. What's it, 3rd down, Keith?
4th down.
Oh, 4th.
And 7, and the ball is situated at Vineland's 24.
Big play. Guess they don't have a kicker, Keith. What would you guess on this?
That would be my guess.
Yeah. We're going to see some trickery. Oh.
Great pressure.
Oh.
It's a wide open receiver. That's a 24-yard touchdown pass completed to number 8, Shea McKean.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if we could see that again, I Okay.
We're going to go for 1. Darren keeps the kicker. Fritz the holder. The kick is low and good, though. Here you'll see that play, John, on the pass.
Yeah.
24-yard touchdown
Yeah,
pass.
that's pretty
Fritz
good.
McKean.
They flood the
Wide
zone.
open.
Yeah, they flood the zone. Pretty good call there. They ran away from the side that they flooded the zone. They flooded the zone with the end. They flooded the zone with the back out of the backfield. And each of them had a, like, you know, what we talked about, a little ladder system. He could have picked out. I think he could have picked out a couple of people that looked open.
So Vineland has been having their problems offensively and now defensively, a little letdown in the defensive backfield to allow the score. 7-0 the score in favor of the Oakcrest Falcons here in the second quarter with 11:49 to play. Scoreboard says it's the first quarter, but it's the second quarter.
Well, we got to turn the field around a little bit, Keith, if we can. Just like Oakcrest had to turn around on the last punt. We can run one back.
Sean Bliss
Well, they're not.
picks it. Darren Ford picks it up at around the 22.
That's super. That turned the field around a little bit. We're up at the 50 where Oakcrest started now.
So they finally spot the ball at the, looks like the 47 of the Fighting Clan, and they'll have it 1st and 10.
Well, this is a lackluster effort so far, Keith, by our offense.
No doubt about it.
I mean, we got to come off the ball now. We got to start moving some people up
Marcus
there.
Lee split to the near side. Split to the far side is DiDonato. Alex Castillo drops back. The screen is set up, and it goes to Darren Ford. Darren Ford has some running room, a 1st down, still on his feet, and works his way into Oakcrest territory inside the 30-yard line.
Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Wasn't even in the realm of possibility to do that. The play was over. We could see that again. I don't know if we could play it on the instant replay. The play was way done. Why is that back there? Why are they? Okay.
So the ball is still in Oakcrest territory at the 43.
Okay.
1st and 10 for the Fighting Clan. Castillo drops back to pass. Penalty flag is thrown. It's going to be holding of some sort against the Fighting Clan. So the completion went to Mark DiDonato.
Okay. We're going to see the replay of the screen pass, which was excellently set up. Oh, this is really well done. Here they come. Oh, good blocking. And here they come. There's the hit. The play is done.
Choice. You have to play the whistle.
Yeah.
You have to play the whistle.
Well.
So now look at this, going backwards again. 1st down, 24 yards to go for a 1st. The pass goes to Marcus Lee. Lee fighting for some yardage and gets back across the 50 into Oakcrest territory to the 29,
Wow.
49.
Let me tell you something. What a great play by that young man. Oh. He came from inside to make that play, or he had a chance to still be running.
Oakcrest has a 7-0 lead over Vineland. Vineland having trouble getting started tonight.
Well, they showed some spark here, though, Keith. Just a couple of bad plays.
So it's Marcus Lee to the near side. In motion comes Matt Moore. Ball is thrown to Marcus Lee. He had it in his hands, but he had triple coverage down there. The ball is incomplete. John, I think you'll see that Marcus Lee has a little bit of a height advantage over those defenders, but
yeah, he runs
there was a lot of traffic there.
He runs a post corner, and pass was a little underthrown, Keith. He had to come back for it a little bit. Maybe thrown a little farther, he'd have had a better chance to get it.
Two actually defensive backs were there, and a third came up to assist. DiDonato split to the far side. Marcus Lee to the near side. 3rd down and 17. Castillo has no breathing room. He's dropped again for a sack, this time all the way back to the 40-yard line. Brings up a 4th down and another punt for James Leake.
Keith, that's your rush. Well, start out as an exciting series.
Staten is back deep for the Falcons. Leake's kick is a nice high one. He's been getting off some good punts tonight.
Outside, he's going to go outside.
At the 20-yard line. Penalty flag is dropped.
Yeah.
Staten nearly got away, but Marcus Lee tripped him up and tackled him. Like I said, a penalty flag way back there. Down, hurt on the play is number 14 for the Fighting Clan. That's Lydell Harris. He's going to limp off the field under his own power. So this penalty is against the Falcons.
That indicates pretty good field position for Oakcrest, Keith. Just going to push him all the way back.
The ball inside the 20. Looks like the 13-yard line of the Oakcrest Falcons. First and 10 for the Falcons.
Well, Keith, I think that if I was Oakcrest, I would know that I could pass the ball. I don't know if they'll pass it down here.
Oh. Good hands off to the tailback.
Yeah.
That's Staten.
Leon Scholar. Good play. Leon, first guy there.
Actually, a loss of a yard brings up a 2nd and 11 now for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Oakcrest operating from their own 16. And off to Staten again.
Oh.
He's the workhorse for the Falcons.
Oh.
And Vineland's defense does another good job in containing him.
Yeah. Mark DiDonato slowed him up. And the rest of the defense came.
See, one of the last guys up there was Mark Thompson, number 50.
Well, I'd be careful, Keith, with that flood pattern that they scored on where they have those 3 receivers. They're going to have to try to get something long yardage.
3rd down and 13 yards to go for a first. Oakcrest has the football, and they also have the lead, 7-0.
Boy, that was a conservative play, wasn't it, Keith?
Good misdirection as Walker gets the call.
Yeah.
Number 42, Jason Walker on the carry. Tackled by number 89, Mark DiDonato.
Pretty good misdirection. Pretty conservative call. You know, your head 7-0. I guess he didn't want a chance of anything drastic down there.
4th and 6 coming up now for the Falcons. That brings up a punt. Darren Ford is back at his own, actually midfield at 50-yard line.
Yeah, it's a tight punt. Oh, I thought we had it. Oh, I thought we had it.
But it is high. Takes a Vineland bounce, and it'll be down at the 45-yard line of the Falcons.
Well, we came
Vineland
close.
will have it 1st and 10.
Came close, Keith. Came close to blocking that one.
Special teams really did a good job last week. Had a couple punts blocked.
We've gone away from our inside game, haven't we, Keith?
Absolutely.
You know, you got to test the waters with Scholar.
Motion goes forward. The handoff to Scholar right up the middle, John.
There it is.
And he had that second effort there to get him down to the 40.
You can't bury him.
So a 5-yard pickup. Well,
You know,
4 yards we'll call it. 4-yard pickup for Scholar. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
You know, it's the old theory of the veer. You know, you just because they stop you one play, you know, you just can't stop using it.
So Vineland uses its first time out of the first half. We're in the second quarter with 6:40 to play. Oakcrest has a 7-0 lead over the visiting Vineland High School Fighting Clan. Both these teams have 1 win and 2 losses on the season so far, and they both won last week. Oakcrest beat Williamstown, and Vineland, after a 2-hour-plus trip up north, defeated South Plainfield. Oh, you see Scholar, there's that second effort there.
Well, it should be nice to finish off this half with a drive, wouldn't it, Keith? Punch it in.
So far, after 3 games, the Red and Gray have scored 70 points for an average of 23.3 per game. In last season's winless campaign, Vineland only scored 46 in 10 games.
That's not bad, 46, Keith. If you hold the other team to 0 game,
45.
It's a lot better to score, Keith. You know that.
A lot better to score. Such exuberance last week after that win. See if they can duplicate it here tonight. They have a hole to dig themselves out of, a 7-0 hole. Alex Castillo fakes handoff and then passes it downfield. It's thrown behind DiDonato, but they're going to call pass interference.
Yeah.
As DiDonato was prevented from actually coming back to catch the football.
Yeah, he got banged pretty good on that one, Keith.
So the 15-yard penalty pickup brings up a first down for the Fighting Clan.
Yeah, you know, Keith, what was also good about that was pretty good fakery here, watch. And it's a one-man pattern. And they had they had a man short. I didn't see him. Okay.
So 1st and 10, Matt Moore comes in motion. The handoff goes to Darren Ford. Ford has some running room. Look at that dancing. He breaks away from a few tacklers, finally gets inside the 10, down to around the 5, maybe inside the 5. We'll see. Now they're going to spot it right at the 5-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal to go from the 5-yard line as Darren Ford showed some of the brilliant running that he did last week against South Plainfield.
It's pretty good play fake. I thought Leon Scholar actually had the ball, and that Keith coming, busting it.
Marcus Lee split to the near side. DiDonato, the tight end, on the far side. Ford and Scholar in the backfield, and Moore is the wing back in motion.
Oh, I don't like this.
Handoff goes to Ford. Penalty flags are dropped in the backfield.
Oh, Keith, there was 18 people in motion. You only have 11. Oh, not good. Yeah. Everything went wrong, Keith. It looked like, I don't know what happened.
Was really set.
Yeah.
So if you're at home watching these football games on VPS TV Channel 13, you ought to give it a try to come out and see them in person. We've had some great weather this year for a fan's perspective. And, actually, I'd hate to be in uniform tonight, John, with this humidity.
Well, Keith, I think it's cooled off a little bit. I actually saw a young lady with a blanket on in front of her. Wishful thinking?
1st and goal to go. First and goal to go from the 10. Joe Bassetti, the sophomore center, gets over the football. Castillo pitches the ball to Matt Moore. Moore has a couple blockers there, but he's not going to get the yardage that he needed.
Yeah.
But John, at least it's positive yardage.
Oh, he got to the 5, I think. He picked up 5. So it's...
Now they're going to mark it at the 7, yeah.
Okay.
So pick up a 3.
Yeah.
2nd and goal to go from the 7. Marcus Lee now splits to the far side. In motion goes Ford. Castillo fires the football, and it falls incomplete. That's a difficult pass for Castillo to throw, John.
I don't know what happened on it. That didn't look like Alex on that. He pulled up on that awful quick, didn't he, Keith? I don't know. It looked like, you know, usually he'll roll pretty good and have a choice of the run or pass. That time he threw the ball very early. Well, Keith, do we have 2 shots at it, or?
I think you need a touchdown.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, loose ball.
Okay.
Matt Moore, I believe, recovered that fumble.
Yeah.
That's a terrible waste of a down, though.
Yeah, sure is. You got to go for it here, Keith, I would think.
Yeah, you need a touchdown.
Yeah.
Look, nothing's guaranteed. A kick or touchdown certainly aren't guaranteed, but you certainly need 6 points.
Yeah. You got to get some points here. How you holding up, partner?
Right. We're grateful for having a booth tonight.
Yes, we are. But we're lacking one chair someplace.
Yeah, I'm the standee. Yeah, the first quarter was okay, but now the second quarter's starting to...
Yeah. It dragged a little bit here. 4:31 to go. It seems like we've been in the second quarter all night.
Well, I guess I jinxed this by talking about no penalties in the first quarter.
The flags came abundant in the second quarter. And you know what? That probably was a good call. I mean, I couldn't see, you know, a couple of them, but the pass interference was a good call.
Well, the ones we saw, yeah. I mean,
you know,
can't blame the officials.
No.
They have to throw a few flags after all, right, to earn their money.
Yeah. Well, still take
Marcus Lee split to the near side. Sorry, John. It's Darren Ford in motion. The handoff goes to Adam Bernardini.
Oh, he's close. Oh, no, he didn't make it.
He's going to be short. Looks like down to the 1 yard line, John.
Oh.
That's a good call, though.
Yeah.
You could be sure that Adam Bernardini really wanted that touchdown.
Tell you what, they did a good job on that. I think they fooled everybody with that play. All right, we need a turnover. Need a nice loose ball or something right here, Keith.
Well, if nothing else, Oakcrest has to go 98, 99 yards for a score. Britt, the quarterback, calling the signals. In motion goes Staten. Walker on the carry. Just trying to get a little breathing room.
Mark Thompson. First one there. Yeah. I'm sure they would like to run the clock out, Oakcrest, but I don't know if they could do it if we could stop them. 4 minutes to go. It's a long time.
Oakcrest played Ocean City in their second game and was overwhelmed 31-0. Shut out. Tonight they have 7 points on the board, and that's all we have. Oakcrest has the ball back.
There it is. There's the break. There's the break. Touchdown.
For a touchdown.
All right, Mark DiDonato.
Mark
Look
DiDonato, I think.
There's the break you need. Okay.
That's something he'll remember for his lifetime, John.
We got to go for one now. We got to get ready out here. We're a little confused out here, Keith.
So the big sophomore, Ross Romano, has a little pressure on his shoulders. Here's the replay of that fumble recovery. See if you could be sure. I believe it was DiDonato.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay. Snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is up, and it's beautiful right
good.
through the uprights.
That looks awful
good. Strong foot by Ross Romano.
I'm going to tell you something, Keith. He is smooth. You know, there's this herky-jerky, but I tell you what, every time he's kicked the ball, he's been very smooth. It's almost like my golf swing, Keith, you know, very smooth. You believe that?
I don't know how you play so well. Hey, I understand you had a nice match with my buddy Luke Cressy recently.
Oh, absolutely.
He said he took advantage of you again.
No, I got some of his hard-earned 25 cents. Lou's a great competitor. He really is. You know, at our age, and I say that with respect, golf might be the last competitive thing we can do. Good break here. Boy, that's a...
About 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half, and Vineland has tied the score 7-7. It's a totally different atmosphere now.
Yeah.
From the Vineland perspective.
I was kind of a little justice, I guess, Keith, after going all the way down there and not scoring.
Ross Romano has the ball teed up. Now, last week he put his foot through the ball and drove it pretty deep.
I tell you, Keith, he is really smooth.
6'4", 210 pounds.
It's not bad either. Oh, great catch.
Picked up at the 10.
Uh-oh, look out. Oh, okay.
That was Ryan Staten on the return, and a great return.
Oh, we got somebody down, Keith. I can't see the number. Okay, number 24, Keith.
That's Christian Guadalupe.
Yeah. Got his bell rung a little, I think.
So while the offense has been struggling, they drove the ball down the field and just couldn't quite get it in the end zone. Then the defense took over with Oakcrest back to the wall, and that's when Mark DiDonato stepped in and picked up a fumble for a touchdown. And that's where we stand right now with 7-7 the score between the Falcons and the Fighting Clan. Just so our crew in the booth know that down in the truck, when halftime arrives, we will be taking a little bit of a break and rejoin the action with just prior to the kickoff of the second half. 3 minutes and 30 seconds are all that remain on the clock here in the first half. And as I said, 7-7 is the score.
Looks okay.
Christian Guadalupe is walking off under his own power.
Looks okay. I think he got like I said, but he got his bell rung when he came down on that kickoff.
Team physician Dr. Joe Bernardini and team trainer Dave Bennett went out to make sure all the parts were working properly. First and 10 is the situation for the Falcons. They have the ball at their own 35. Slot to the far side for the Falcons. Shotgun formation. Looks like they're going to come out throwing again, John.
Yeah. Attaboy, Leon.
Scholar has some pressure. Middle screen.
That's okay.
Complete, but I'll tell you, there was a good defensive effort there by Morgan.
Does he have instincts, Keith, or what?
I'm impressed with him, that's for sure.
What a good football instincts. I'll tell you, that was a pretty well designed play, and he just came and took care of business.
Pick up a 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 now coming up for the Falcons.
Tell you, Vineland's defense has played well tonight, Keith. They gave up that touchdown, but they played awful well.
Bird hands off to Walker.
Oh, good job there. Oh. Oh.
Guzman on that tackle, John.
Oh, good job. You think he's got a little strength? He grabbed onto him, and I thought the runner was going to drag him. He dragged the runner backwards.
Mario is a 6'3", 280-pound senior for the Fighting Clan.
Yeah,
doing a good job this season.
Yes.
3rd and 4 now for the Falcons.
Big play here, Keith.
Hand off again to Walker.
Oh, no, not even close, Keith. Not even in the ballpark.
That'll bring up 4th down and another
right.
punt for the Falcons of Oakcrest. So Vineland, there's a timeout called by whom? By Vineland. Well, trying to preserve as much of that clock as possible. They're going to get the ball back with 1:53 left here in the first half. And the score 7-7.
I don't know, Keith.
Coaching staff for Vineland this year, Ed Belfi in his 2nd year, and his assistants Nick Bazil, Dale Jones, Jamie Burgos, Rich Scarpa, Travis Amstutz, Vinny Terenik, Jim Haig, Roosevelt Dunmore, Tim Jess, Pete Adams, Al Giordano, and James Clay.
A lot of nice people on that staff, Keith. A lot of former players. Just put a good staff together, and they've kind of gelled a little bit. You know, they've started to, you see the fruit of their work, and that's nice to see.
There you see the crowd from Vineland. A few more people than we've seen at recent games on the roads, which is indicative, I think, of the win last week and the excitement that is generated by this team this year. The snap is back, the punt is up, nearly blocked again. Goes
That's okay.
out of bounds, and
He's
it'll
not
be
kicking-
marked at the 21-yard line.
He's kicked the ball to the sideline the last 3 punts, Keith.
I think they're respecting the speed of Vineland.
Yeah. Well, Keith, got 1 of 2 ways to go here, and I can give credence to both ways. We tried to throw the ball in the Cape May game, and it backfired. We tried to throw the ball on South Plain Field of that drive, and we scored. What do you do tonight?
So what are you saying?
I don't know. Hey, you got a coin?
It's easy to guess up here.
Yeah,
If we were down
easy.
there on the sidelines, a little more difficult, huh?
Yeah, both. You know, we've seen it both ways.
Yes,
this
we have.
season already. That's it.
Hand off to Scholar.
That's
Scholar
it,
has a
yeah.
little head of steam going that time.
Boy.
Forced out of bounds. I think you got a first down, John.
With ease. We're going to our no huddle. See, we should huddle on this, though.
It's out of bounds.
Yeah.
Clock is stopped.
Yeah.
1:38 to play in the first half. Marcus Lee split to the far side. In motion comes Moore to the near side. Castillo looking downfield. Fires the ball. It's tipped up. Intended for Mark DiDonato, who is in his famous pattern of just cutting across the middle. He was escorted that time, though, by a couple of blue jerseys.
There's, as if you run the option, when you run that rollout as the quarterback, you have to make a decision to throw or run. That time he had a chance to pick up a few yards, and he'll learn. He'll learn. He'll make the right decision.
Hand off to Moore. Third down coming up for the Fighting Clan. It looks like about 3 yards to go for a first. Down to 1:10 now on the clock here in the first half.
Keith, you notice anything that this is starting to happen a little bit? I think we're starting to overpower them a little bit. I think we're starting to regain the line of scrimmage. With
He's certainly moving the ball instead of negative yardage is positive yardage.
Especially with Leon running the ball.
Some adjustments may have been made by the coaching staff.
Oh!
Penalty flag is thrown. That flag is going to be against Chris Vapor.
Yeah. Keith, it goes back to the hands again. If you could watch that play, if they could show you the replay, Chris is in perfect position to block. He blocks.
Yeah.
Then the man breaks away from him, and he uses his hands. Before, when linemen had to block, they never used their hands.
Yeah, because they had to keep them in.
Yeah.
Well, the rules changed now, and you're allowed to use your hands, but that brings up all these problems with holding.
The hands go out, and the referees call it.
Even though they may not hold, they're there for the temptation. 44 seconds left. Fourth down. James Leake has to punt the ball. Penalty flag is thrown. Is it too many guys on the field, John? I don't know. The play wasn't even snapped.
I always thought in football you could get the guy off before the play, Keith.
He was hustling. A lot of times they'll let that go.
Yeah.
Not tonight. Snap is back.
That's okay. It's all right.
So it is marked at the 37-yard line of the Falcons. That's where Oakcrest will take over with 38 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Score once again 7-7 between Vineland and Oakcrest. Both teams came into this game tonight 1-2 on the season. Somebody will go home with an evened up record.
Okay. This much time you got to go prevent, Keith. You got to get as deep. See.
Jason Volpe and Marcus Lee are the two safeties for Vineland.
We're too tight, Keith. We're too tight. We're too tight.
The officials on the far side of the field said it was incomplete, and they were in the best position. It looked like he made an extra grab at it, just from our perspective, which was blocked by his body. So they call it incomplete. 2nd and 10 now with 30 seconds left on the clock.
Got to drop the linebackers in that hook zone, and you got to be as deep as the deepest man.
Keeman Myrie, number 8, number 13, Marcus Lee, and number 30, Jason Volpe, all back deep for Vineland. Staten in motion. Handoff goes to Walker.
That's okay.
And Walker's been at the line of scrimmage. Going to be very little gain, maybe a yard or two.
Number 10, Keith. Rush.
The clock keeps running, which is a good thing.
Well, who's number 10?
Jamar Bird. Jamar Bird, a young sophomore.
Yeah, he just did a nice job on that corner.
That'll be the end of the first half as Oakcrest decides to let the seconds tick off the clock. And both teams will take their halftime break and have a 7-7 tie at the end of the first half. Just to recap the scoring for you, with 11:49 to play in the second quarter, there's a 24-yard touchdown pass from Britt to McKean for Oakcrest, and the kick was good, giving Oakcrest a 7-0 lead. Then with about 3.5 minutes to play in this half, fumble recovery by Mark DiDonato for a touchdown. Ross Romano's kick tied the ball game up at 7-7. Jeremy Hallahan is working on the statistics from the first half. We'll share them with you prior to the start of the second half. And in the meantime, we're going to take a break and rejoin the action right at the kickoff. Once again, the score, 7-7 here at halftime. 2 carries for minus 16 yards. Individual stats for the first half for Vineland. Alex Castillo had 2 carries for minus 16 yards. Ford had 3 carries for 16 yards. Scholar, 4 for 19 yards. Moore, 5 carries for 15 yards. Morgan, 2 carries for 4 yards. Bernardini, 1 carry for 3 yards. Castillo was 2 for 8 for 19 yards in the air, 1 reception to Marcus Lee for 7 yards and 1 to Darren Ford for 12 yards. For Oakcrest, it was Staten with 9 carries for 11 yards. Walker had 7 carries for 15 yards. Britt was 3 for 8 for 52 yards. His receptions went to McKean, 1 for 23 yards. Poindexter, 1 for 22 yards. And Staten, 1 for 5 yards. Individual stats we'll get to as time permits. We are knotted at 7 apiece here between Vineland and Oakcrest. Ross Romano's kickoff to start the second half falls at around the 15, picked up at around the 11. And it's
nice
Staten
tackle
on the carry.
Marcus Lee made a nice open field tackle. Prevented from him getting to the corner. And they're going to start, what, Keith, on the 25?
John, if you were Oakcrest, what would you do coming out here in the second half?
Well, you know, they start off the game very successful, going off tackle and then flooding zones on the pass. And then they went very conservative in the second quarter. They started hitting the ball to the fullback. You know, I think they're going to prod a little bit and see what they get again. They ran off tackle pretty good.
1st and 10 from their Oakcrest 25-yard line. The Falcons begin the second half. The pass is thrown. It was a slant-in pass, and it falls incomplete. And that could have been disaster because the receiver, number 1, which is Aaron Keat, was just held up there at the line of scrimmage, John, and not even near where the ball ended up falling.
Well, you know what, Keith? That looked like it could have been either a hook and go or a slant, and he just ran a stop.
Yeah,
he stopped dead, the receiver.
2nd down and 10 now for the Falcons. Look like they're going from the shotgun again. They are. Slot to the far side. Good pressure. Did you see Scholar get a head of steam coming through that line?
Did he ever. He tipped it, too. Somebody got a piece of it.
It falls incomplete. The intended receiver was Anthony Coloco. First half stats, Vineland had 4 first downs compared to Oakcrest 2. In rushing, Vineland had 41 yards on the ground, 26 for the Oakcrest Falcons. In passing, Vineland had 19, 52 for the Falcons. Vineland had 31 plays on the line of scrimmage compared to Oakcrest 28. 1 fumble for Vineland, it was regained by them, and 1 fumble for Oakcrest, which was lost, and that was accounting for the touchdown that Vineland got defensively. Britt is forced out. There's a little shovel pass.
Ooh.
That was Staten on the carry.
Matt Moore.
Staten brought it up to the 30-yard line.
Matt Moore saved a big gainer there. Made a good open field tackle on that. That was a well-executed play, Keith.
In the first half, James Leake had 5 punts for 176 yards. That's a 35.2-yard average. And for Oakcrest, they had 4 punts for 134 yards and a 33.5-yard average. Vineland was penalized 4 times for 35 yards, 2 penalties for 25 yards for the Falcons. Jeremy, good job on the stats as usual.
Got to get away again. That's okay.
And the ball goes out of bounds. John, one of the things I'm surprised about in the stats that Jeremy kept points it out that Darren Ford, who was really the money player last week, only touched the ball 3 times in the first half.
Well, Keith, he didn't touch it much last game either. What did he touch it 10 times in the South Plainfield game? It's not a matter of touches that he had in South Plainfield. It was what he did with the touches that was pretty good. 3 is a little under what he should touch it with. But
I was thinking, particularly after last week's performance, and the way we've been going so far offensively, that he would have had the ball a little more times. But we'll see. There he goes this time with the ball. And he stopped at the line of scrimmage. I'll tell you, that was Ryan Staten on the stop, number 5. Looks like he plays defense almost as well as he plays offensively.
That came to a quick halt. That was a pretty, it looked like he had some room, and then it closed down awful quick.
So a pickup of a yard on the carry, 2nd and 9, coming up now for the Fighting Clan of Vineland. The score is tied 7-7 in this ball game. Handoff up the middle to Adam Bernardini.
Well, Chris is doing what we do, Keith. They're gapping people. And when you gap somebody, you can look awful good. Or if you gap somebody, you can look awful bad, you know. And right now, they're guessing pretty well up front. They've done a good job handling the middle on us. You see a Scholar in the 2nd quarter had a couple good runs.
3rd and 9, the football is on the 45-yard line of Vineland. Castillo keeps it himself.
That's all right.
I don't think that's what he intended to do on that play, but he did the wise thing under the circumstances. That brings up a 4th and 9, and James Leake will get another chance for a punt here. But in the first half, he had 5 of them. He's getting a good workout in his kicking leg tonight. It's a low snap. He recovers it, though, gets his foot into the ball, and he kicks it away from the returner.
Oh, that's a great kick.
And it gets down all the way down around the 10-yard line,
kick.
John.
Oh,
about inside the 10 at the 8.
Great.
Penalty flag goes down there at the 35.
Here we go, Keith. Oh.
Personal foul against Vineland.
Wow.
So the officials are sorting this thing out.
Oh, boy.
So instead of having their backs pinned against the wall, Oakcrest will have a little breathing room here.
Oh, absolutely. After about the 23, I guess. Just like the first half, there was we made a big gainer and was called back because something happened.
That screen pass to Darren Ford.
Again, like you said, you got to play smart.
Oakcrest goes into the I formation behind quarterback Britt. David Britt, number 7. Transfer from St. Joe's. And off to the tailback.
Yeah.
That's Staten again. Eight minutes and 50 seconds showing on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. And it's 7-7 between Vineland and Oakcrest. Thank goodness for Vineland's defense in the first half, John. I think they deserved the game ball if it was given for the first half of play.
Oh, they played very well. One
Scoring.
breakdown on a long pass and really hurt them. But they played the 2nd quarter very well.
Here comes that I formation again. Little stutter step, hand off to Staten.
Yeah.
And he's going to be stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. That'll be the 30-yard line.
Danner, Bernardini, Scholar. Good job up there. Big play here, Keith. Especially after that penalty. That penalty was a disaster. You get the ball back.
Third down and 4 yards to go for the Falcons. I formation again for Oakcrest. Quarterback Britt had to adjust his mouthpiece. I think it fell out of his mouth.
Oh,
and there's Adam Bernardini.
Oh, great job. Short.
Really gave a nice surge, and also Mark Thompson. going to be short of the first down.
Oh, yeah.
They'll bring up a 4th and less than 1. A conservative play would be the punt it, but I don't know. They're looking at it. They may decide to go for it.
They're thinking. They got to get a play, or they're going to punt. Now we have to be smart and stay on side.
Yeah.
We always used to like to line our punt return team a yard off the ball.
Makes good sense.
Yeah. You line them up a yard off the ball. Even if they jump, nothing happens. But you get up on the ball and you jump.
Penalty flag is
delay
thrown.
a game.
Delay a game, yeah.
Well, they took a lot of time in deciding what they were going to do.
They did.
So, oh, get on the outside. I don't like this.
Darren Ford back deep for Vineland. The punt's up. It's a short one.
Good. Get out of the way.
Looks like it has
Don't let it hit you.
spin.
That's
all
all
right.
right.
Take an Oakcrest
That's
roll.
okay.
But Vineland will have it in great field position from their own 48-yard line, right at midfield. 6 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter. And it's 7-7 between the royal blue and gray of Oakcrest and the red and gray of the Fighting Clan. Joe Bassetti breaks out of the huddle to anchor the line over the ball. Marcus Lee split to the near side. Handoff goes to Ford. Ford trying to turn the corner. Gets over to the Vineland sidelines and gets pulled down on the collar. And a penalty flag is dropped. Is that a face mask, John, or what over there?
It has to be. There's nothing there. Could be a face mask. Could be.
Turned the corner, and he was almost off to the races.
Yeah, that's going against Oakcrest. They're backing up. Yeah. He came down awful fast, and his head spun around.
Yeah, well, that's what I saw. Personal foul. Could have been a late hit or something.
Yeah. Boy, that's a big break at this turn of the game, isn't it?
It is, right at a perfect timing. So Vineland sets the line of scrimmage. Alex Castillo calling the signals. He hands it off to Matt Moore, and Moore gets down to about the 25. That ball popped loose there,
it sure
John.
did.
Is that Thompson who fell on it, or was it?
No, it was down on the referee blew it and said it was down on the ground.
You can tell if Darren Ford or Thompson, though, jumped on it anyway.
Yeah.
So the ball is at the 26-yard line of Oakcrest. Second down, 9 yards to go. The pitch goes to Darren Ford. Darren Ford has some blockers there. Look at that, John. He's escorted down the sideline. Cuts it back inside, and he gets inside the 10-yard line of the Oakcrest Falcons.
Oh.
You'll see this escort that he has from that offensive line. Great job there.
Keeps his blocking right in front of him. Great job. Well, this is the worst spot in football. First and goal to go from the 10.
Yeah, it is. That's Matt Moore. He's still on his feet. Can he get the extra surge? Or do they call him dead? What happened? I didn't hear a whistle at first. He broke loose. He gets down inside the 5-yard line. See where they're going to spot it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's about the 2.
Yeah, he's in there.
Let's see that effort by Matt Moore one more time. See, look at that. Right here. No whistle yet has blown. Then they blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Chris Vapor is talking to the officials. Inadvertent whistle.
Inadvertent, Keith.
Well, John, we just got finished saying they should be playing the whistle.
Yeah.
And then, you know, everybody seemed to stop down there. I didn't hear a whistle.
Yeah.
Then he broke loose for that second effort. Here you see Coach Belfi out there also trying to find out what the story is. Timeout is called on the field. 7-7 is the score between Vineland and the Oakcrest Falcons. About 4.5 minutes to play here, and there you see another shot of the Vineland faithful. Second and goal to go for the Fighting Clan when they get out of this timeout huddle. And it looks like the ball might be at the 3 of Oakcrest by the time they finally spotted it.
The only bad thing in this whole thing is it cost us a timeout.
Mm-hmm. It did.
You know, there was mass confusion. Officials should have, you know, called the coach over and explained it to him, and instead he had to call a timeout and get his, you know, team back on with track of where they were.
Marcus Lee is split far to the far side, way out there. Scholar and Ford in the backfield along with Moore in the wing back. Pitch goes to Ford. Ford is trying to take the angle. He has it. Touchdown for Vineland, a 3-yard touchdown run. Darren Ford had a very nice run there. He just picked the angle, John, right for that flag, and just turned on the jets. Ross Romano facing the same goalpost that he made his earlier extra point from. Ball is spotted down by Moore, and the kick is up and perfect. Has a good rhythm there, John.
Yes, he does.
So 14-7, Vineland doubles the effort of Oakcrest. Watch this replay. You'll see what I mean. You'll see the pitch goes to Darren Ford, and he just runs right for that flag and wasn't to be stopped.
Marcus Lee put a nice block on that corner out there that wasn't evident, but there's no way you get outside like that without a good block, and he got a good block from the wideout.
John, I don't know if you could hear it, but the Vineland crowd is really supportive of the team over there. They're all just on their feet cheering as the team came over to the sidelines after that score and the extra point. So it's good fan support for the Vineland High School Fighting Clan as they come in here today with a 1-2 record and looking for the second win of the career for Coach Ed Belfi in his second year, and also the second win in this season, if they can hold on and even build on it, perhaps.
Our boy's safe. He don't have to walk home right now, so.
Ross Romano has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. And he gets the whistle from the official, meaning that he can go anytime he's ready.
Oh, that's a good kick.
Kick is handled well by Kiet across the middle.
Nice job. Bernardini. Excellent open field tackle. Well done.
I'm impressed by his tackling ability, John.
He did a good job. He's getting better each week, you know, and that's the sign of a good player. He's playing his position well. Him and Morgan have made a pretty good tandem at linebacker.
I see the ball is spotted at the 29-yard line of the Falcons. They have it 1st and 10. Britt ran in kind of late with the play, gets it to his team and break out of the huddle now. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. They're trailing by 7, 14-7 in favor of Vineland. Here in the 3rd quarter. Tailback on that one. And that's Staten again on the carry. He gets down for another 1st down for the Oakcrest Falcons. Pickup of 11 yards.
There was a little gamesmanship going on there with Mark Thompson and the tackle in front of him, who was signaling the back behind him, and Mark saw it and tried to turn around and tell the linebackers, and they snapped the ball. That was pretty neat.
1st and 10 again for Oakcrest.
I'm sure
Oakcrest
Oakcrest linemen have a signal if they, if the linemen are.
Officials timeout. Looks like a shoulder pad strap is loose. So the shoulder pad strap is attached, reattached, and now we're ready to start up again. Down to the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter, 14-7 in favor of Vineland. On a quick pass, it's dropped and incomplete. Keeman Myrie was right there though, John.
Yeah, he made a nice effort. What I liked about that, he took his drop step to see the read and then came flying up. Oakcrest still wants to attack our outside. They've done a lot of work to get to the outside, running and passing. And if they're going to hurt us, they're going to have to go out there to do it. They're not going to hurt us inside.
2nd and 10, the ball at the Oakcrest 40-yard line for the Falcons.
There's that tackle again. There's that tackle waving.
I see him.
They're coming off his side.
There's some good effort first by Bernardini, and the second hit by Mark Thompson.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that time. Can you see the tackle?
I did. I saw his hand come up behind him.
Yeah, he's telling the back that he's got an inside cut on him.
We'll try to point that out for you again if it happens. Maybe our camera crew could focus in on it.
And the tackle called it perfect. They ran right on.
3rd down, 8 yards to go now for the Falcons. Big play for the defense of Vineland.
Oh, no. Oh.
Scholar a little overambitious there.
Don't do that. Oh. Oh, God. Bad. You can't do that.
So now we have a 3rd and 2.
You can't do that in that situation. You got him deep. You can't let him have a break.
Again, going to that quick pass, but it's thrown behind him.
Ooh.
Fortunately for Vineland, because
he was wide open.
If that slant was complete, he might have gone for a lot more than Vineland would have wanted.
Oh.
Brings up a 4th down, so that means another punt for the Falcons. Vineland scoring today, fumble recovery by Mark DiDonato in the end zone for a touchdown. And then Darren Ford had a 3-yard touchdown run, and Ross Romano added 2 points with his foot. 4th and 2. Snap is back and clean.
Oh, that's way up. Whoa, Oh, that's not even close, Keith.
No.
That's not even in the realm of possibility that that ball went out there.
No way. Should have been at least 5 yards
Oh,
forward.
yeah. It hit where he's standing,
Yeah.
out of bounds.
No doubt about it.
Well, nice drive here. We'll put it away, Keith. Long, methodical drive right now.
Head off to Ford. Ford turns the corner, or attempts to. He's getting pushed wide.
That's
It's over
okay.
by the Vineland bench. John, I'll tell you, coming into tonight's game, Darren Ford is the 4th highest scorer in South Jersey with 42 points. Of course, Dorian Bryant from Kingsway has 60. Jaron Jenkins of Florence has 60. And then Blake Burr from Lindenwold has 44. Clock ticking off to the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. 14-7 with the Vineland lead. Second down and 1.
That's it.
Right up
That's
the
it.
middle.
Come on.
There goes Scholar.
Come on.
He has
Come
some
on.
room. Gets down deep
That's
inside Oakcrest territory across the 40 to the 37.
That's why you don't forget him, Keith. You don't leave him out of the game plan.
But I really like the play selection here in the second half because they're going to Ford mainly. And they're using him to loosen it up in the middle. Scholar. You'll see here this. Okay, I guess we won't see that replay. But we come up 1st and 10 now for Vineland inside Oakcrest territory. The handoff to Ford. Ford, a nice pickup again, as he looked like he was shot out of a slingshot.
Isn't it great? They're getting him the ball also in all different kind of ways. Some pitches,
Yes.
some hands off, some
Yes.
counters. So it's not the same play all the time that he's handling the ball, which is really good.
The ball at the 31-yard line of Oakcrest. Vineland has it second down and 3 to go.
You know what I would do right here, Keith, right? Scholar would handle the ball twice right now.
I know he would. He carried it all day. Handoff goes to Scholar.
Attaboy.
Scholar goes, surges ahead, close
He's
to the
close.
first down.
And I think he got it, Keith. Well, it's close. Well, it's okay. You got 2 cracks at an inch if he don't make it.
So they're moving the markers, and it is the first down for the Fighting Clan. The ball at about the, I'd say it's about the 28-yard line of Oakcrest. Ford to the short side of the field.
Oh,
Penalty
no.
flags all over as Ford's touchdown will be negated.
Oh.
All that effort coming back.
Well, what is he doing?
If it weren't for the flags, well, who knows what, but here you'll see that replay from a couple plays ago as Scholar just surged forward. They were just shedding off of him as he built up his momentum. But now the penalty will bring the ball all the way back to the 38-yard line after a 10-yard mark off. 1st and 20.
Boy, that really hurts, Keith. That really hurts. When you're in position to put the game away, you just can't do that.
The pitch to Matt Moore. Matt Moore comes to the near side.
Oh, what happened now?
Penalty flags again are littering the field.
Number 4, Matt Moore on the carry. Flag on play.
We're going to see if we can catch the hold. Look at the front. Well,
They threw to Mark DiDonato.
22 seconds are all that remain in the third
Yeah.
quarter. 14-7, Vineland has a lead. They were driving down the field, but lately they've been plagued by penalties. That's second down and about 25 yards to go for a first. Alex Castillo just waiting for the clock to run
let
out.
the clock run out. That's good. That's good play there. That's good play.
John, in high school ball, the offensive team uses their own ball, whatever ball they want
Yes.
to use, right?
Yes.
I saw an article recently. I thought it was interesting. Troy Aikman and a couple guys from the NFL, former players, are saying if there was one thing that they would change about the rules in the NFL, it's to allow the offense to use their own ball. Because right now the home team supplies all the balls.
Yeah,
and apparently they talk about how slippery they are.
Slippery.
And how each team has their own way of breaking them in. And Aikman was saying that what they used to do in Dallas is to deflate the footballs and throw them in a dryer, a clothes dryer, and let them run for a while and wipe
then
them
there are
off.
other teams that put them in a freezer.
Yeah, freezer. Right.
I saw that. And, Keith, it's just like, what was that big thing in summer baseball? The dead in the home run. Was it in Colorado?
Colorado, they put them in the freezer.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure. I mean, you
A lot
practice
of it is
all week.
psychological, right?
Yeah, you practice all week. You don't want to play with something you don't know anything about.
Well, the main thing they said about the dryer was to get the wax off of the football
Yeah.
so it wouldn't be so slippery.
See, the NFL is such a public relations sport
Yeah.
that they're not going to let anything
Yeah.
adhere to anything. In other
They have
words,
such strict rules
Yeah.
and they abide by them.
they've been playing football in NFL for so long that their rules are entrenched and they're not going to change them.
First and 10 for Vineland. No, first and 10. What am I saying? 25 yards to go for a first down for Vineland. Marcus Lee catches the pass right at the line of scrimmage and moves down to the 40-yard line. So a pickup of about 4 yards. In the meantime, there's an Oakcrest player hurt on the field. That's number 3 for the Oakcrest Falcons, and that is Alamani Koloko. They're attending to Koloko right at midfield on the 50-yard line. Vineland has a 14-7 lead with 11:53 to play in the fourth quarter here at Oakcrest High School. Give me a chance here to mention the see what I have here. The Vineland cheerleaders today. We can't get too good of a glimpse of them because they're way on the other side of the field. But I'll tell you that the captain is Amanda Tanetta, the co-captains Marta Kelly Doyle and Carlin Zach. The senior members, Kristen Cahill, Stacy Greenblatt, Courtney Maven. The juniors, Kelly Barcy, Blair Cohen, Kelly Fiocchi, Christina Guadalupe, and Christina Lackey, and Tacona Ledbetter. And sophomore member, Brooke Tharp. Rowdy Rooster is Mike Chinisi, and the coach is Kelly Rudd. They've been pretty lucky this year with the weather. Haven't had to contend with cold or wet yet, really.
Yeah.
Second down and 21 yards to go for the Fighting Clan. The pitch goes to Jeffrey Morgan. He's back in there on the offense. And Morgan gets a few yards.
Yeah, they just got to grind it out now. Got to get a couple more plays, put Oakcrest back deep.
And don't get the idea Vineland wouldn't like to score again, but what they're trying to do is also expire that clock a little bit.
Well, they had a golden opportunity. They had a first and 10 inside the what, 25 in that range.
Inside
and now they're fighting to get back to it.
Right. I think from the 29, John. I think it was. Marcus Lee split to the near side. Castillo rolls to the near side, fires the ball down, and he finds DiDonato. DiDonato on the reception. He drops the football, and we'll see if they call him down or if they call it a fumble.
He's down. He's down. Yeah, he's down.
I thought he was down. I heard the whistle blow before it was the ball popped loose.
Yeah, he's down.
So it looks like the ball is at the 19-yard line.
Oh, it's close, Keith. They are close.
Let's watch the replay here. You'll see Castillo come to the near side, and he fires the ball down. There's a lot of traffic down there, but you'll see DiDonato kept his concentration, and the ball popped loose right when he hit the ground. That was close. And we'll see if they got the first down in the meantime. John, with 4th down, I think I'd go for it anyway. The ball down this far.
That's okay.
It's going to be a little short.
That's all right. Let's go. It's the worst that can happen. They got 80 yards to go, right?
Right. And the way our defense has been playing, it's worth a shot here, worth a gamble.
All right. Is Leon in there? Yeah, he's
Leon is in there. Jeffrey Morgan is in there. Darren Ford is in there.
Come on. I still like the quarterback sneak in this
I do
case.
too. I agree with you.
Boy, they had a nice one last week with no count.
Oh, it was great.
You know
So
what time we did that? We faked the officials out.
Joe Bassetti gets ready to come up to the ball. The officials are slowing things down here.
Yeah.
Last week, Vineland got a very nice quarterback sneak right up the gut. He saw something that he didn't like. I mean, that wasn't a long enough count to go for trying to draw them off sides. So 4th and inches is the situation.
What do we have?
First down.
Jeremy, we have one left. We have one timeout left in this half. One timeout? Well, we have 2. Okay. I thought we had called one.
10:35 left on the clock here in this ball game. 14-7, Vineland with the lead.
The winning amount is $122. Ticket number is 861797. Again, 861797. Will the winner please come up to the press box to receive your cash?
Next week, Vineland returns back to the friendly confines of Gatone Stadium to face Absegami. Absegami will be a tough game. It has been over the last few years. You can be sure of that one. And then the week after that, Vineland is home again, and they'll be facing Ocean City. So right now, they're in the thick of their conference schedule. Last year, Vineland lost to Oakcrest 12-29. Absegami last year shut out Vineland 46-0. So you could be sure that Vineland will remember that and try to rebound from it. This Oakcrest team that Vineland is playing tonight, they opened up with a loss against Hamilton 37-21. Then they were shut out by Ocean City 31-0. They came back last week to defeat Williamstown 21-7. Absegami is playing Ocean City tonight. And Absegami has previously lost to, they lost to Cardinal O'Hara September 14th, 22-19. They lost Egg Harbor Township 19-13.
A big play here, Keith. This may be the biggest play of the year so far right now.
Well, Vineland needs just inches for a first down. They have a 7-point lead, but they certainly would like to add to that as a little insurance. So there's a lot of time left. The handoff goes to Scholar. He got the first down. He gets himself all the way down inside or down to the 15-yard line.
Big play.
No doubt about that first down.
Even if they run 2 or 3 plays now, the clock's going to get down to this 6, well, maybe 7-minute mark. That was a great first down for them.
A little misdirection with Scholar there, too.
Well, it was a counter. Alex opened up one way and countered it by giving it to him, and he cut back.
That worked. That opened up the hole.
Yeah, which is a good move.
Castillo has 1st and 10. They could still get a first down at the...
Don't give up, Leon.
Matt Moore on the carry, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
Oh,
look at that loss, John. Second down and 17 coming up for the Fighting Clan.
Come on, let's go, Coach. Come on. Come on. Come on.
They have to hustle to get out of that
Come on.
huddle. Get this playoff before time expires. Looking downfield. Mark DiDonato is open. Oh, it falls right through his hands and falls incomplete.
Pretty good pattern. Almost a good throw. That could have been 6 air or close. But you don't want to give Oakcrest another chance. You want to get some points here.
3rd and 17 from the Oakcrest 22-yard line. Marcus Lee had himself on the wrong side. Corrects his formation. Castillo has to keep it himself.
That's
because
okay.
He ran out of space there.
That's okay.
John, would you go for it, or would you let Romano try to put his foot into it?
Ooh, I don't know. You want some points here.
Definitely need some points.
Something's going on.
The ball's on the 15-yard line. It's 4th down and 9.
Timeout. The referee's timeout for some reason.
Scholar's coming in with the play and relays it to Castillo. Adam Bernardini checks out for this play. So
somebody, I didn't see a timeout call.
I didn't see one signaled myself either, but there apparently is one because a water is being delivered to the players on the field. 9 minutes and 14 seconds are all that remain. 14-7, Vineland still has that 7-point lead. So Leon Scholar came in with the play, relayed it to Alex Castillo.
Second biggest play of the year, Keith. That first down was big because they kept the ball.
4th and 9.
Yeah.
The ball just inside the 15-yard line. There's that screen again. It goes into the hands of Matt Moore.
Matt. Come on, Matt.
Touchdown, Matt Moore.
Great call. Great call.
So from the 15-yard line, it's a 15-yard touchdown pass. And the fans on the Vineland side are going wild.
Great call. They opened the doors, and the flood water came, and they ran right behind it. Great call.
So Matt Moore, the guy who just scored the touchdown, will be holding for the kicker, Ross Romano. Snap is back, the ball is placed, and it's a beautiful kick.
That's perfect.
Have to give some credit as well to number 5, Alex Castillo, who is the snapper, believe it or not, on the extra point kicks. Here you'll see that Great play by
look,
Matt
here
Moore.
they
Alex
come. They let
Castillo
him
does a
through.
great job. Right in the
Here
middle,
they
middle
come.
screen. And he just has a lot of open field running on his own. So with 9:06 to play, the lead now is 21-7, a 14-point lead by the Vineland Fighting Clan. Moore has to get some satisfaction from that touchdown. John, you want to sit for a while?
Yep. Keith is a gentleman.
They have I don't know about that.
We've been.
Okay. Playing musical chairs up here in the booth. We're happy to be here, though. I'll tell you that. So Romano has the ball teed up on the 40-yard line, ready to boot it. Oakcrest has the work cut out for them in the last 9 minutes of this ball game.
Nice kick. Not bad. No specialty blues now.
That's Staten on the return.
That's okay.
And the defense of Vineland, or the special team coverage there on the kickoff
specialty
unit,
blues
does a nice
here.
job. See Tito Guadalupe, also number 36 for the Fighting Clan, in on that play. I don't have a 36 on my roster. Walt Brown is credited with the tackle. The ball is spotted at the 30-yard line of the Falcons. Oakcrest breaks out of the huddle, and they're in a 14-point deficit here. See what they do on 1st and 10. Looking to pass again.
Oh.
And
That's
it's
it.
overthrown and
Jason,
falls incomplete.
Jason, you got to drop back as deep as the deepest receiver. He can't just. Got to get back here.
Keat was the intended receiver.
He had some room. I tell you, the young man has a good arm.
He does have a nice arm.
Yeah. Where'd he come from, Keith? You hadn't mentioned.
St. Joe's, yeah.
Yeah, he transferred.
And he's a senior this year. He transferred last year. You'll see a replay on that last play.
He steps back, makes a good throw. There's.
Now back to live action.
Okay. That's all right. They can't beat you, Keith, getting
Staten on the
three
carry.
at a time. They can't beat you getting 3 at a time. It's just, it's not a possibility here.
Third down and 8 yards to go for the Falcons.
Okay. Last time we were in this position, what happened to us? We made a mistake. We
Yep.
went offside.
Yep.
This is the one you can't do it.
Jeffrey Morgan adding a little pressure in the middle. Oh, there's
grab that ball.
a good sack
All
there.
right.
And the ball falls loose. Leon Scholar came
Yeah,
back
we
there
got
and
it.
just assassinated
All right.
Britt.
Great job by Leon Scholar. Took out the man in motion. Come with a
See Scholar
blitz.
come in there.
Oh, what a
He'll
spin
just come
move.
back and zip
Oh,
it right there.
Great job. All right.
8 minutes and 6 seconds left on the clock.
Okay, we got to run some time off now, Keith. Let's go. Let's go get them. Pound it in there. They can't. As long as we got the ball, we're in.
First and 10 for the Fighting Clan from the Oakcrest 33. Handoff goes to Moore.
That's good.
Moore cuts
All
it
right.
back across the 30-yard line
Good play.
to about the 28.
Good play. Good play. Well done.
Second down and a long 6 coming up
Yeah.
for Vineland.
Took almost a minute off the clock, Keith. That was perfect. Come on.
Have to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. Medio, Vapor, Thompson, Bassetti, and
Come on, cut it up.
Brown.
Stay in bounds. Good. Okay, he's close, Keith. Maybe a yard short.
Ford on the carry.
Somebody's down.
Somebody's hurt.
Keith. Yeah,
It's one of our guys. Can't really make out who it is at the moment.
yeah. The only person I don't see is Ford.
Now Ford is out there. He's standing up.
Oh, okay.
7 minutes and 10 seconds left now. 21-7. Vineland trying to preserve their win.
Awful quiet. I wish we could see who it was, Keith, but we can't.
Yeah, the players from Oakcrest are standing blocking our view of the injured player being attended to by Dr. Bernardini.
Marcus Lee is there.
See him
Matt
rolling
Moore is
around
there.
there. He must
Darren
be.
Ford is there. I see Medio. I see Lepore. I see Vassetti.
Coach Ed Belfi coming over to check out the injury as well. Yeah, he's getting up,
Yeah.
so that's a good sign.
Yeah, looks like he's trying to get up.
Oh, it's Vapor, Chris Vapor.
Yeah.
So he'll have to sit out at least one play. See who goes in for him, John.
Could be Danner or Brown.
Number 51 is Aaron Silver
Oh, great.
in as the guard on the right side
Yeah.
of the center. Aaron Silver.
That's a first-year player. Aaron's a wrestler. Came out for football.
And he's a
His
junior.
First varsity experience. Isn't it great? He's so nervous he went down already. That's okay. You got another crack.
Nothing
if
wrong
you
with
didn't
that.
make it.
Bernardini on the
No.
carry, right up the gut.
Still got another crack at it. That's okay. Come on.
So 4th and less than a yard.
Come on. Doesn't matter. Keep the clock moving.
Down to the 6.5-minute mark now. So out goes Silver and back in comes Vapor. Alex Castillo has the play.
Come on now. Don't get a penalty. Come on now. Got to get this off. I like that little cutback with Bernardini. Start to the right, cut to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Gee whiz.
Delay of game.
Boy, that hurts. That hurts.
So touchdowns today scored for Vineland by D. Donato, who recovered a fumble in the end zone, Darren Ford, and Matt Moore. Ross Romano with 3 extra point kicks. Fake handoff, play action pass, and Castillo's not going to have time to set up. He
That's
keeps the ball
okay.
himself, and that's fine.
That's all right.
Gets out of bounds.
About, what we got, 6:01? Okay, just got to play defense now. Got to play some D like you did, you know, like we've done this whole game.
So Oakcrest takes over on downs as they'll have it 1st and 10 now. They're in their own territory at their own, just about the 27-yard line.
Boy, That delay really hurt, Keith. What we have, 4th and 1?
4th and 1, less than 1.
Yeah.
Nice mild night here at Oakcrest High School's complex. Handoff goes to Walker. Walker got close to a first down, but he's stopped. He's going to be stopped at the 35-yard line.
Okay.
Penalty flag is thrown. Sportsmanlike conduct against the Fighting Clan. I think a little bit of that exuberance coming out again, John.
Boy, I hope they don't throw anybody out, Keith.
Official talking to Coach Belfie to let him know what went on.
Wow. Every time we've done something positive, we've gotten really.
Jared, how many yards and penalties tonight against Vineland? 55 just this half, plus added to the first half. 90 total. 90 yards and penalties against the Fighting Clan in this game so far.
We're the best ground gainer for Oakcrest.
The ball just over the 50-yard line, inside Vineland territory. Oakcrest has it. The handoff goes to Walker. Walker battles his way down to the 46. Clock slowly working its way down to the 5-minute mark. Vineland's defense trying to hold on here. Oakcrest still has to score 14 points just to tie it. They're marching down the field on this possession. The ball at Vineland's 45-yard line. 2nd and 5 for the Falcons. Staten in motion, gets the handoff.
Oh, there was a hell there. Holy mackerel. If we could see that, DiDonato was only held. He was spun around. Look.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Yep.
Clock's in our favor, Keith.
Definitely. We're getting down now to the 4-minute mark.
Yep.
Oakcrest doesn't seem to be too intent on rushing things. Handoff to Walker.
He didn't make the first, though.
No. Short of the first down.
Yeah, which is good.
Well, they'll go for this one.
Well, no problem. The clock's going to keep running.
Yep.
Though. We're under 4.
Under 4. Ball's at the 42-yard line of the Fighting Clan. 4th and 2. Fake handoff. Scholar has Britt's number, though.
All right, way to go. Excellent.
Incomplete
Thompson,
pass.
Scholar
Was breathing down Britt's neck,
Holy
and Britt got the pass
mackerel.
off, but it falls way short of anybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Mainly because Scholar had a grip on him.
Oh, and Thompson. Thompson had
Thompson
him
pressure.
In the front, Leon in the back. Oh, that's a great play. All right, we need Leon to carry the ball a few times, and this one's over.
So you have to take your hat off to guys like Scholar and Thompson, playing both sides
Name
of the
them all.
football here in the 4th quarter on a relatively warm,
You can
humid
name
night.
them all. Name that offensive
Yep,
line.
the whole bunch.
Excellent job.
1st and 10 for the Fighting Clan. Marcus Lee split to the far side. Castillo hands off to Ford. Ford has some blockers. But he
Oh,
trips
boy,
up
that's all
coming
right.
across the
Got
45-yard line.
Got 5. Clock is running. Clock is running, not bad.
Nose of the football on the 47.
Well, they're going to call timeout. Is that, what's that?
3:01
Chris.
left on the clock.
They have 2 more?
21-7, Vineland
1 more?
with a lead.
1 more timeout, Keith.
So once again, next week it's Absegami at home at Catone Stadium at 7 p.m. on Friday, October 11th. Then on Friday, October 18th, it's Ocean City, 7 o'clock kickoff. Friday, October 25th, Vineland travels to Egg Harbor Township for a 7 o'clock kickoff. November 1st is their open date, and then they'll pick up with hosting Mainland on Friday, November 8th. And of course, the state game on the 15th or the 16th of November, and then the Millville Turkey Day Classic on Thursday, November 28th at 10:30 in the morning. Three minutes and 1 second are all that remain on the clock in this ball game. It's the first conference game that Vineland has played other than the Atlantic City game, which they lost. So they could be 1-1 in conference play after tonight.
Oh, boy, Leon. Woo!
Scholar on the carry.
Oh, absolutely. That's close. Just give it to him 2 more times, Steve. What do you think?
Why not? Officials timeout. Third down in less than a yard. They're going to measure to see what the situation is here. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. About a foot short.
Pick it up here so you can run it out. They have no timeouts left. You got to pick this first down up and just run it out.
I don't know if you caught those famous refrains coming from the other side. Cheer, cheer for old Notre Dame.
Where?
The Vineland band just got
Yeah.
finished playing.
Oh,
The handoff goes to fullback Scholar on the carry. And he got the first down, so 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
yeah. You got to run 3 plays here. You got to get them off. Come on.
Under 2 minutes to play now. Bassetti sets his team at the line of scrimmage. First and 10 for the red and gray. Hand off to Harris. Lydell Harris on the carry.
Come on, just get the 2 plays off. Let's go. Come on, just get them off. Just get them off. Get the plays off, no penalties.
Second down and 9 yards to go for a first. Castillo hands off to the up back. That is Harris again.
Yeah.
a yard by Harris, so 3rd and 8.
You're going to have to snap the ball. You're going to have to snap it probably this time. You might have to snap 4th down. You don't want a penalty here. Come on.
We're down under 30 seconds now.
Yeah. You got to snap it.
Handoff goes to Brown. Oh boy, that's exciting.
All right.
Down to the 13-second mark as a 1st down, another 1st down is picked up by Brown.
Okay. Set the ball, let the clock run out. You don't have to
I'm
run
sorry,
a
that's
play.
Danny Peretti, right? Number 21. Danny Peretti on the carry. Danny Peretti, only a sophomore, 5'9", 150 pounds on that carry. Great job by Danny Peretti getting the ball down there. And that's the end of the ball game, folks. 21-7, Vineland wins their 2nd game of the season. Hey, John, you know what now? They're starting another streak, huh?
Break up Vineland. That's great.
Let me just recap the scoring for you. Way back in the 2nd quarter with 11:49 to play, there's a 24-yard touchdown pass from Britt to McKean. Keats' kick was good, giving Oakcrest a 7-0 lead.
Thanks. Thanks, man.
With about 3.5 minutes left, it was fumble recovery by Mark DiDonato for a touchdown in the end zone. Ross Romano's kick made it 7-7, and that was right at halftime. That was the score. Then in the 3rd quarter with 4:33 to play, Darren Ford had a 3-yard touchdown run. Ross Romano's kick was good, making it 14-7. And in the 4th quarter, a 15-yard touchdown pass from Alex Castillo to Matt Moore, and Romano's kick was good, giving us the final score of 21-7 tonight here at Oakcrest High School. John, Ed Belfi has to be pretty pleased having his 2nd win in as many games, and certainly starting a new streak going, 2 wins in a row after last week snapping that 17-game losing streak. You got the monkey off your back, and they just have to come out here and realize they can win every game if they come out here and play their type of basketball, their type of football.
Basketball?
I
Yeah,
was
right,
just thinking
Keith?
of something here. Senior moment.
I like a couple of things that happened in that they stayed very, very within themselves. That they really played pretty good football and worked it. They did a good job. Never lost their concentration. Stayed well within themselves and worked out real well. Sign of a good team, Keith. That you don't get upset. Bad penalties, Keith.
Bad penalties, yeah.
Bad penalties.
We went through a penalty-free 1st quarter, and then I made comment of that, and boy, the heavens opened up with yellow flags.
Just bad penalties. I can't. You can't beat good team. Not that Oakcrest is a bad team. I apologize. They're not a bad team, but you can't beat the good teams if you have them kind of penalties.
Jeremy is putting the final touches on the statistical review, and we'll have that for you in a second. John, next week is Absegami, a little bit tougher than the last 2 teams Vineland has faced. But
I don't know. Absegami's been hot and cold, haven't they, Keith? They put some points on the board, yet they've lost a couple games, right?
They did. I ran over the situation with them. Let's see. Absegami so far this season has lost to Cardinal O'Hara 22-19, and they lost to Egg Harbor Township 19-13. And tonight they have Ocean City.
Yeah, they can come in 0-3, but nothing's a sure thing.
Let's take a look at these statistics. Let me give Oakcrest first, then we'll combine Vineland all together. Oakcrest had 16 carries by Staten for 29 yards. Walker had 10 carries for 35 yards. Britt had, he was 4 for 15 in the air for 55 yards. His receptions one went to McKean for 23, Poindexter had 1 for 22, and Staten had 2 receptions for 8 yards. For Vineland, Castillo had 5 carries for no yards, just balanced out because of sacks. Ford had 12 carries for 72 yards, not a bad performance on the day. Scholar had 9 carries for 64 yards. Moore had 10 carries for 17 yards. Morgan, 3 carries for 7 yards. Bernardini, 3 carries for 5 yards. And Peretti, 1 carry for 17 yards. Castillo was 5 for 13 for 40 yards, and his receptions went to Marcus Lee, 2 receptions for 11 yards. DiDonato had 1 for 20. Ford had 1 for 12, and Moore had 1 for 15. The final stats in first downs, Vineland had 12, 9 of them by rush, 1 by pass, and 2 by penalty. Oakcrest had 4 first downs, 2 by rushing, 1 by pass, and 1 by penalty. Vineland had 182 yards on the ground compared to Oakcrest 64. So they doubled the effort, more than doubled the effort of Oakcrest. For, in the passing area, Vineland had 40 yards in the air, 13 passes attempted, 5 completed, no interceptions, 4 for 15 and 55 yards for the Oakcrest passing attack. 65 plays from the line of scrimmage for Vineland, 52 for Oakcrest Falcons. Vineland had one fumble, and retained it. Two fumbles for Oakcrest. Both of them were lost, John. In penalties, Vineland was penalized 9 times for 90 yards.
Wow.
And 5 penalties for 50 yards for the Falcons. And Vineland punted 6 times for 224 yards, 37.3 yard average. Not bad for James Leake. And 7 punts for 214 yards, 30 yards and a half average for the Oakcrest Falcons. So once again, the scoring, it was Mark DiDonato with a fumble recovery. Darren Ford had a 3-yard run, and Castillo passed to Moore for a 15-yard touchdown run. And 21-7 is the final score here. And for our whole crew, John Sabrana, the communications coordinator for Vineland, Gregory Capello, Tim Hill, Mike Harkins, David Kuzma, Heather Little, for our statistician Jeremy Hallahan, who did a fine job for us, and my partner John Parentazzi. I'm Keith Petrosky. Next week, don't forget, it's Absegami at the friendly confines of Gatone Stadium. That's Friday, October 11th at 7 p.m. Our games on VPS TV Channel 13 are aired on Saturday night at 6 and on Monday evenings at 7 o'clock. So tune in whenever you can, and also visit the game to see it in person if you can. Once again, the final score here, 21-7. See you next week.